Hey everyone, it's Nomi. It's been a while since my last update, so I thought I would let you know what's going on with me now. It is almost exactly a year and a half since my lumbar spinal fusion surgery. So I'm going to tell you a general update and then tell you about a few new things that I've started doing. So generally I'm doing really well. I don't usually have back pain. I occasionally, about twice, 3 times a month, get some sciatica pain. Usually, if after doing, maybe overdoing it physically or sitting for too long, but it's short-lived. It passes quite quickly, and it's not that severe, so it's not that problematic. But on the whole, I'm pretty much pain-free, so that's fantastic. Other than that, sex is good. Um, I'm surprised to find that some of the positions that I expected to be the best positions are the ones that are a little bit more difficult. Like when I'm on top is a bit difficult. I guess the bending forward and the sort of coming in contact with my husband on the way my back or my butt hits him. It puts some pressure on my spine, and that can cause me pain. So I do that less, but something like doggy style that I thought would be the worst is actually the best. It's great. And none of these things really bother my husband or I. We just have a pretty easygoing, carefree sex life. So that is great news. Um, On to exercise. Now, for a long time, I couldn't find any exercise that I could consistently do. Nothing in the gym was good for me. I couldn't go on the treadmill. I can't go on the treadmill. Something about the way I walk on it, it hurts my back, and the stationary bicycle hurts my back, and I'm not allowed to do weights ever again, apparently, according to my surgeon, which is very disappointing. So that was a bit depressing for a while because I really want to get back into shape. And then about 6 weeks ago, I discovered this thing called EMS training, and I started doing it 6 weeks ago. Basically, what happens is you are attached to, well, electrodes are sort of attached to you, and you do a 20-minute intensive training where every time you do a very controlled movement that contracts certain muscle groups, the electrodes also contract those muscles. So it's a much more intense contraction than you would otherwise get just doing it yourself. Even just doing it yourself with weights, it's actually supposed to be sort of 4 times more powerful a contraction than without the electrodes. So at the end of it, it's very exhausting, and I definitely feel um, that tiredness and pain in your muscles that says, "Yay, I worked out really well," and it lasts a good few days. So that's great. Apparently, EMS was designed for people who are recuperating from injury. So it's actually great for me. There are certain movements that I have to avoid, and when you start, the first session, you have to tell the trainer, about the surgery, and basically I can't do sort of lunges, and I can't bend in a way that sort of puts a lot of stress on my lower back. But there are plenty of exercises that I can do, and I'm now doing it twice a week, sort of every Monday and Thursday. They say you can do it once a week and get results, but I want results sooner, so I'm doing it every Monday and Thursday, and I have started to see some results. I have definitely I'm better toned, and I'm not down dress sizes yet, but I have to get back on my diet plan as well for that. Basically, my goal is to lose 10 to 12 kilo, that's sort of around 2 stone, in the next 14 months. Basically, by February 2019, I would like to be 2 dress sizes smaller, as I have a family sort of event and it's important for me to lose weight by then. So that's the goal, and I will let you know how that goes. As far as diet goes, in the past I used an app called Spark People, where you basically write down everything that you eat. 1 second. In it, and it works out. Sorry, all these things are popping up on my screen. It basically works out, how much protein you've eaten, how many carbs, etc., etc. And in the past, I did lose about 12 kilo doing that, and I kept it off for 3-4 years until my back got a lot worse, and I was immobile for a very long time, and then the weight started creeping back on. So I'm going to start doing that again now that I've said it here publicly. Hopefully that will give me the push to really stick to it. And I'll let you know how that goes, if the weight starts coming off, how the EMS training is going. One funny thing with the EMS training is that when the electrodes are on very high, and they're on my sort of the butt area very high, I do sometimes get sort of shooting pains down my legs. I'm wondering if it's because of the metal cage I have in my back. I have no idea if that's true or not. Just wondering. So I tell them to put it down a little bit, but the pain, even if I do get it, it doesn't last afterwards. So I'm not too bothered by it. And as I said, I do definitely see, around my core, my muscle tone is much better than it was, my arms and my legs. So it seems to be doing the job. I'll let you know how that progresses. So that's it really. I hope that you're all doing okay and that these videos can give you some hope. I would point out one thing: it's really important to handpick your surgeon. Make sure you get someone really good, because I have a friend who did basically the same surgery as me about 6 weeks after I did, and she still has pain. I don't know exactly why she does, why I don't. I know that for the 3 months after surgery, she didn't stop smoking. Excuse me. I did stop smoking for that time. I have gone back to smoking, unfortunately, but I did stop for those 3 months. So I know that's the difference between us. Other than that, we had different surgeons, and my surgeon was really very, very experienced. He was the head of his department. So, it's a serious surgery, and I really recommend doing a lot of research, making sure you get somebody who knows his business really well. So I hope you'll feel good, and I will update you probably in about a month about if I'm losing weight and how the EMS training is going and anything else I think might be relevant. So take care, everybody. Bye.